Alright, I want to give you 5 instances where fans or followers of social media cross the line, that is at least with me. Okay, these are real life incidents and these are my top 5. Okay, you tell me, out of the 5 that I've given you, which one do you feel seriously crossed the line? Okay, at number 5, okay, I've written it on a sheet of paper. At number 5, it is, personal attacks. To me, it's okay. But because I have a difference of opinion, let's say, for example, someone is supporting BJP. I don't like some of the policies of BJP. Or let's say, in American politics, I like some of the things Donald Trump has done. There are people who don't like Donald Trump at all. So now, or Bitcoin, or anything, just take anything. Now, because I have a difference of opinion with them, they get so offended that they attack my wife and my baby. And by attack, what do I mean is not just calling names, not just giving bad words, not just sexualizing them, but literally trying to find their phone number. Before, my wife had a number on Facebook, and because she was selling clothes and second-hand clothes, she had this business and she used to deal with people. After she got married to me, guys used to actually try to call her up and abuse her and shout at her. And I mean, this is seriously stupid, So at number 5, it is people who cross the line and, not only abuse but sexualize your wife, your children and spouse just because of a difference in opinion. And to the extent where they even call. They call up and, some of them send dick pics and all that. It's shocking, but this is the kind of people who have access to the internet. At number 4, okay, this one I've told you before, I think 2 years ago or 1 year ago, it's happened. This person actually came down to Samui. Luckily for me, the person was not someone who wanted to harm me or hurt me or do something bad. Oops, sorry. It was not a person who wanted to do something evil. Rather, it was a crazy die-hard fan. The person came down all the way from whichever country the person was, flew down here, and then immediately announces, "Hey Loy, how are you, man?" and this and that, and "I'm here in Samui, let's meet up." So here in Samui, what am I supposed to do? "Hey, come on, man, I came all the way to meet you." I didn't ask you to come and meet me. No, but now that I'm here, man, come on, please, this and that, and went on. And the person literally tried to find out my location. And how I came to know that was, the person was going around asking neighbors about me. And obviously, because the neighbors know me, they kind of contacted my wife and said, there is this person asking, should we inform the person? Finally, I informed the police. And they went and spoke to him and told him, this is not allowed. And well, he realized that this is not a joke. And he was told if he pursues this, he will be put in behind bars. And then he'll be deported. So he enjoyed the rest of his holiday quietly. So this is at number 4, an actual hardcore stalker. Then at number 3, this one you'll be absolutely baffled. See, I've been here now, what, 5 years, okay? And lot of people know me, lots of people know me here, okay? Obviously because of my tattoos, the looks. And, it's a small community, it's a small island, so everyone knows everyone. So this particular guy, he actually had the audacity to contact the police, okay? And after contacting the police, he started sending them stuff which was false about me. And, well, the police, some of them know me. So one of them even spoke to me, and this guy is educated. So he spoke to me and he asked me, "See, this so-and-so is the case, and do you know this guy? And he's sending all these claims." I was like, what the fuck? Obviously, the person had a hidden account, not his real identity. And I told him, "See, listen, you're free to come in, check whatever you want. My house is open. He said, no, we don't need to. We know you pretty well. So I just want to update you on this. So I told them, just do as per what your law states. So they reported it to the cybercrime, and after that I didn't hear much from it. Just imagine putting false claims, and it's unbelievable. And remember, this is only because of differences of opinion. Okay, so this is number 3. At number 2, now this is where it starts to get really shocking. At number 2, this happened not now, but this happened in Dubai. And I've already spoken about this before. You know, in Dubai, those days, when I was a coach and, consultant, it was not like how it is now. Here I do it online. There I could meet people face to face. And most of the time, either I would go to the person's office or the person would come to my residence. Now, where companies were concerned, I used to go meet them in the company. But where personal was concerned, they would come and meet me at my place. Okay? There were a lot of guys, there were a lot of girls. And those days I was also a playboy. So some of the girls used to come down just to have fun and meet up and all that. So this particular girl who came down, she didn't come down for fun. Okay? She had a boyfriend and, all the stuff, whatever. Okay. But now, when she came and she asked me for resume rebrand and CV resume rebrand and interview skills and getting a better job, at some point she broke down and started telling me that her boyfriend was abusive. And she cried and she wept, and I really felt sorry for her, and she showed marks on her arms and shoulders and this and that. So I was like, fuck, this is bad. So what I told her was, okay, you can go to the police and all that. So she said that she didn't want to complicate her life. So I said, fine, we'll try to help you out. Because she didn't have much money, these are the mistakes I used to do. I, obviously fell for a sob story. I gave her a discounted price on CV. Interview, I didn't charge her. And I literally went out of the way to find, a good job for her. And all this was working out fine. And because she wanted to learn and she showed interest that she wanted to be a coach like me, which I really felt like flattered, and I kind of wanted to take her under my wing, because coaching and mentoring, So she started to ask me books, CDs, DVDs, and initially I never give to anyone. But because over a period of time we started developing a kind of a friendship. I used to give one DVD, she used to return back. Then I used to give her one CD, she used to return it back. And very soon she started getting me cakes and, thank you stuff and this and that. So we started becoming close. What is the next step? Obviously, you start dating each other, right? Okay. So you're dating, and then as you became closer, she started taking more books, CDs, she would take and bring it back, to the point where it started becoming more and more. Okay? But she was still staying with her place, I was staying in mine. She claimed that her boyfriend had broken up and all that. I was like, okay, fine. However, it came down to the part where finally she got a very good job, which she was very happy about. She started to get clients. And then one fine day I told her, see, listen, I need my stuff back because I have a thing happening and all that. And she was like, yeah, I'll return it. I said, okay, fine. Waited for a few days, didn't get it back. I asked her again, because this one, what she had taken was a set. Sometimes you have this course material which comes in a full set, like Tony Robbins set and this and that. So she had taken 3 of them, and they were pretty expensive. So she wanted to take and make copies and bring it back. So I asked her the second time, she didn't give it. Third time, finally I was like, what the fuck is going on? See, listen, I want it back, I'm not joking about this, I need it. Okay. So I said, are you getting it or not? She said, okay, fine. And that day she was with me at my place. So I'll bring it, just go down to my car and bring it. I said, okay, fine. And at that time she did something which, in hindsight, I should have used my common sense. She asked me, could I just take this one other set? I will just go to my car, take copies and bring it back. So this one would take a long time. She said, there's a printing shop down there. I'll just go down and bring it back. I didn't feel anything fishy. I said, okay, fine. She took another 2 or 3, which she wanted to make copies of the books and the course material. I said, fine. She took it and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. Waited and finally, like, I don't know where she's gone. It has been nearly an hour. Her car was just down. I called her up, her phone is switched off. I'm like, what the fuck happened? So I try and she's just vanished. Finally, I'm like kind of worried. Did someone kidnap her or something like that? And finally I called a common friend. She said she'll check. She said her phone was switched off. And finally I told her, can you go to her house and check? Is she okay and all that? Because I said, if required, I can drive down there. She said she would go because she was staying near our house. She went there and finally, you know, after another 2-3 more hours or whatever, she called me. She says, Loy, I need you to tell me the truth. She was like agitated. I was like, yeah, you can tell me what. Why did you force her? I said, force her for what? Saying, Loy, I'm telling you, this is serious. She is telling me that you tried to rape her. I'm like, what? I said, what are you talking? Yeah, that's what she said. And she said that she's going to press charges against you. She's going to go to the police. She's going to tell everyone, whomsoever, that you raped her. I was so fucking pissed off. You know, not just confused, but I was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, how can you say something like that? So I was really pissed off and I was like, fine, let's go to the police station. I'm ready. We'll go. That time this girl said, no, wait. Listen, Loy, you need to take it cool. I'll try to figure out what the hell is happening. I said, okay, fine. I'll tell you, my blood was boiling. I was so pissed off. I really wanted to go to the police. Then I started making a couple of phone calls and checked with a couple of people. And that time, because I was in the UAE, I spoke to someone who I know higher up. What he told me, see, listen, Loy, the laws are designed to protect women. And if she starts putting a sob story and starts showing bruises and all that, fine, eventually you might be proven to be innocent. But it's going to take a long time and it's going to not only impact her, it'll impact you. And for the guy, it impacts much more worse. And on top of that, you're tattooed and you're a rebel and you're working from home. They can make a case on anything. So after introspecting, I thought about it in a cool mind and I decided, okay, this female basically wants to take my stuff without paying me back. And that's why she's putting the rape thing. I said, okay, bygones be bygones, fuck it. I lost a substantial amount of money, not very big. You could say 2-3 months of earnings. I was really upset. I was very upset. But, okay, kept quiet. Now, did justice prevail? Did she get what she wanted? The only thing was she lost her job in that place and I had nothing to do with it. She didn't get along with the boss. Later on, I found out that she got thrown out from her apartment. Her boyfriend broke up with her. I don't know where she is, what she's doing. Okay? Because I decided to keep away from her. So, at number 2, it was this female who cried rape falsely. I swear, I would want her to get back all the shit that she has done, but when you are a twisted mind, I guess that's the only road you know how to take. And then I started to doubt all her sob stories. Maybe she tried the same game with others. So at number 1, the biggest point where fans or followers cross the line. This particular individual, he literally went all out of the way to ensure that my livelihood would get affected. That, you know, see, until now I spoke to you about being jailed or police case, all that. This person tried his or her level best to ensure that my website would shut down, that my YouTube channel would shut down, that I would get thrown out of Thailand, that my marriage would break up. Literally everything that you can think of, this one person wanted to do. Now the question is, why would the person go all out of the way? Well, I don't want to dig up old wounds, but all I can tell you is, it's a matter of ego. When your ego is hurt, when you're pissed off, when you know, see, when you're close friends with someone, there are a lot of emotions and feelings that get involved. And when you are about to break up, sometimes these emotions which were so positive and so meaningful, they just go in the reverse. Me, over the years, I've learned that if things don't work out, break it off. You go your way, I go my way. It does hurt, but taking revenge is not the answer. In this person's case, the person was not in love with me, or we're just like, I would say, business partners. But because things didn't work out, I didn't like the direction our relationship was moving, and then differences of opinion and all that, I decided, you know, I think we need to part ways. I even paid the person a bonus sum of money and said, keep this, you know, and let's part ways. The person literally tried to shut down my channel. I'm telling you, shut down my channel, ensure that I don't stay in Thailand, ensure that my marriage is broken up, ensure my website would shut down. And the person even tried to get my website and emails and everything hacked, because the person had, you know, connections to get my passwords and all that. Just imagine that because you have a difference in opinion, you want to destroy this person completely. And only because there was a difference in opinion, the relationship can no longer work. It's like, you know, when two people are together for a business venture or whatever, YouTube channel or whatever, and you break up, or a marriage, you break up. It's not like live and let live. You want to ensure that you destroy this person's life. This person was a fan, a follower of mine, who got involved in my brand and had a relationship for years. Just because I decided to split ways, because I was no longer comfortable with the person's behavior, mannerisms, dealings. The person wanted to ensure that my livelihood, my family life, everything would be destroyed, because the person's ego was hurt. So this was the worst. I mean, just think about it. If I don't like you, I'm going to make sure that you lose your job, your family breaks up with you, your marriage fails, everything. I want to go all out of the way just because our business relationship didn't work. So this fan, who became later on a close business associate, is what they wanted to do. So these are the top 5. Let me know which one you feel is the most shocking among the whole lot. For me, I rated them based on the degree of harm that they tried to do. So this is why I think many celebrities, many stars, many famous people, they keep away from fans and, you know, all these people. Even if you're going to have sex with someone, they make them literally sign a legal disclaimer, and only then you can spend time with them. Others, no. Because you never know when they'll suddenly change their mind or show their true colors. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Which one shocked you the most? Which one do you think was predictable? And have you been through any such circumstance? Let me know in the comment section below. This is me signing off. You guys take care.